real. We should retweet. This is the moment.
I know it is. This is the moment. If you could retweet it right now, that would be better. I should retweet it too. Because the earlier that the tweet gets engagement, the better the tweet does.
Wow.
Okay.
You did that with your account or Giveth account?
No, Giveth.
Okay.
I did tag at Unicorn and ask people to share. Okay. Anyway, sorry for being a little distracted. We can get the call started. Oh, you can see me. I'm actually just liking all the tweets now. I forgot I'm sharing my screen. Okay, back to this is what I have. Intentions, distractions. So, cool. My intentions for the call are to check in on all the region pool forum post stuff, Angel Vault, and like maybe discuss some of the like pro cons of even doing the Angel Vault and continuing with this, like with the bear market and I also would love to talk about just like any strategy or discussion we should have around like planning for bear market with the Give token. A lot of other DAOs are kind of like coming up with like different methods. I think this is a good space to sort of talk about that. And I have all the notes from the token swaps in here, the links to the GitHub issues that ChadFi was updating on, and so we can also check in on the token swaps. But that's my plan for this call and to facilitate. And I'm not distracted anymore. And I'll pass it to Amin.
Hello, everyone. I'm not distracted. I'm a little tired. I couldn't sleep last night, but I'm here to follow up and listen. And during the call, I would do some developing stuff. That's it. I pass it to Yas.
Thanks, Amin. Hi, everyone. Similarly, no distractions. Completely, fully available for this call. And as regards to the intentions, I think it's described perfectly well in the agenda. So I'm looking forward to discuss the updates on the region pool, Angel Vault, and the proposals that's been up. So that's it. I'll pass it to Jantkin.
Again, intent is obviously the Rory pool discussion and the Angel Vault stuff, and I'm always distracted. Is Jess gone?
Jesse.
Oh, hi everyone. So yeah, so my intention for this call is to basically hear what we will discussing about the agenda, and and my distraction is that I'm having lunch. Yeah, so I will pass it to Griff. Are you ready to talk?
Always. You know me. Yeah, the regen pool Angel Vault stuff is definitely worth a discussion, and I hope that's what I hope we can really dive into a little bit and give that some time. Give strategy for the winter is also really interesting, and then of course the normal updates. Yeah, the agenda is perfect. Distractions. Trying to work with Kai to get this medium thing sorted once and for all during this call. Going to get it out. And I think I was last, except Mitch just came in, right? Well, I'll throw it to you, Mitch.
My distractions. Wow. I'm getting ready to leave the place where I am and go on a big ass drive. So I'm trying to eat lunch and get that ready between nonstop calls. And my intentions is to just listen in to what's being talked about, maybe give an update on the Give Prime token swap and get some feedback, and that's it. I'll give it back to whoever's leading the call.
It's me, and let's sing it to Katawe.
Thanks, Lauren. My intention is to sync up, hear what's happening, try to provide some value where I can. Distractions, I'm going to be multitasking just a bit. So I'll pass it back to you, Lauren.
Great. I think that is everybody. Looks right. Cool.
Did they freeze?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
all freeze.
Oh, I thought it was me.
No.
So did I. Holy crap.
Hopefully, Yas has camera. I knew that I was at freeze. Hi. You're mute, Griff.
I was telling Lauren that I couldn't hear her. Do you want to restart Discord? Or yeah, there we go.
Because it was like I could hear
Now
you
I hear
all
you.
fine and see you all fine. Like nobody froze. Weird. Anyway, cool. So this. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen anymore. So this proposal about collateralizing the regen pool, and then we could actually get people to start putting in Fey and that's passed the advice process already, and there was pretty much like unanimous approval. So we could set up that multi-sig and send funds from the liquidity multi-sig to it and like activate that. There's also this new forum proposal up that Griff just posted about collateralizing and building the OneGive token. We'll also need like a multi-sig for that. That'll be like the same members plus a couple people from Ichi. And then Yas drafted a proposal that was going to go up in the tribe forum about token swaps with Fae and tribe and having them add that extra 10% into our Angel Vault. And and it wasn't really well received. So I feel like there's a lot going on with Angel Vault. And what I would love to discuss is and also, Shapeshift is taking down their Angel Vault. And Griff was talking yesterday with Willie about that and why. And I think it would be valuable to kind of discuss why they're taking it down, what our best strategy is. And it's instead of just throwing this and rolling down the hill, we should kind of be mindful about do we still want to do this? And it seems like we're getting a little bit of pushback with the market turning. So I think it's important to keep that in mind. So I'd love to pass it to you, Griff, if you could kind of give us a little bit of your take on the Shapeshift lessons learned, and also what you think what we should do in that.
Yeah. So Shapeshift doesn't have that many farming things going on, and they don't really need to do the farms. So they feel pretty good with their liquidity. So the Angel Vault's liquidity, like UniV3 farming, isn't as interesting to them. Also, and then they haven't been using OneFox at all. So the value proposition to Ichi for them has been a little bit less than I think they oversold what the Angel Vault could do to themselves. And on our side, I think also they just have a large market cap, so they never got to really get the Angel Vault very big. On our side, Willie and I were talking about it last night, and okay, should we do it or not? And I said, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's sleep on it. And I'm still thinking that we should do it, mostly because it is a great use of our liquidity. And it really would provide the UniV3. The Give die pool has not had much traction. Actually, the APRs are still pretty high, and so we really do need liquidity on Uniswap. It would add a lot of value to the community, and the Angel Vault is the best liquidity program out there, in my opinion, and also in Willie's opinion. So if we're doing farming, we should farm with the Angel Vault because it's just the best. And I don't want to oversell it. It's we get this wall, and the wall will start out as a wall, but as it gets eaten into, it becomes two plateaus. So eventually, we get a managed pool where people can only, when they get the Angel Vault LP, they can only get new Angel Vault LPs by depositing into the buy side of the pool, right? So they're anytime they're creating new LPs, they're adding to our wall. And then when people withdraw their LPs, they're actually going to take out OneGive and Give from our wall. So positive side, we'll always maintain strong, buy side liquidity. just by the from the direction of the angel vault. But the bad side is when people pull out, maybe they'll want to sell the gift that they ended up buying with their one give. So that could create more downward pressure. But if they sell it, they're selling into more liquidity than they would if they didn't participate at all. Also, one give, because it's backed by 20% give itself, it's very it creates a demand for the give token directly, which is really nice. And I think that unlike Shapeshift, I hope we could lean really hard into using one give as a token for our community. I use it, like, have people donate with it, have people promote it, give it liquidity on XDAI, and make it a stable token that people can use, and also pay our people in it instead of paying people in XDAI. And so I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for us to have our own stable token. And if we chose to only do that, like, that's fine. But if we're going to have farms, I think we should do the Angel Vault as well. And I think we can be crafty with how we incentivize the Angel Vault to make it more beneficial than just than Shapeshift did. But I'd love to hear the counter arguments. I'm sure there are many. Because the biggest counter argument is that it's a lot of give tokens that we would be putting into play. So we're going to put a lot of the liquidity multi-sig into play here, talking around $4 million worth of give tokens, something around there. And it's going to be a lot less because the market cap has gone down to get 10%. Like, we're only going to need to borrow probably closer to like $500,000, like 500,000 to 600,000 Fei, according to my most recent calculations. So we're not going to put in. I think 4 million is like the max that I could see us having to put in for give tokens. But it's not like that 4 million enters the market. It's just supporting these features, which are pretty cool. You're muted.
Thanks. So what is the worst case scenario though? Like, kind of worst case scenarios if, bear market pretty hard, lot of sell pressure, give token price dumping, breaking the wall. What does that look like?
The wall doesn't break. The wall just flattens out. So when people buy into the wall stays skinny and strong until people buy into it, and then they spread it out and it shrinks. And the buy side actually increases. Sorry, the sell side. So when people sell give into the wall, the give gets distributed over here. And so the wall starts to get fatter and smaller, and the buy side, which is really small, just kind of gets taller. Sorry, the sell side kind of gets taller. I'm thinking of the liquidity on Uniswap page, where if you guys saw the forum post where there's like that big wall, and then it just kind of flattens out and gets bigger. So, but the worst case scenarios are around like the give price going to shit so much that we have to liquidate to maintain collateral. The Rari pool, we're only borrowing somewhere around $500,000 worth of Fei. So liquidating us wouldn't be that crazy it would be like, we'd sell $500,000 worth of give tokens into the market. But hopefully, because of all of our farms and because of all of our liquid token swaps, $500,000 wouldn't destroy anything, On the one give side, I think to collateralize one give, I think that we should sell give on occasion, using our multisig to sell, especially if the price is going up, that we actually have some kind of Uniswap v3 position so that it just gets automatically sold. And when the give price, let's say give price is 13 cents, and then we put a position up so that when it's at 16 cents, we get a bunch of Fei. We put that up. When it hits 16 cents, we withdraw that Fei, and we put it to back to further strengthen our OneGive token. If OneGive, what's nice about OneGive is that we sell the give. It's not like a automatic liquidation thing. As long as we keep it pretty well collateralized, and we're gonna keep it really well collateralized. So I don't see there too much of an issue there. But if the worst case scenario would be that we again lose our collateralization and we have to sell give on a really downward spiral. But in the end, the OneGive created demand, and then now we just need to like redeem that demand,
All right, Griff. Well, you spent 10 minutes explaining it, and I'm just like on the other end, like, how are you gonna explain this or market it in a way that people understand and like are able to participate in it? Like with the farming awards, understanding what needs to be collateralized in all these different pools. It seems like there's a lot of factors that require somebody to either manage these collateralizations, either automatically or manually. And given our track record of losing track of these things, I think there's like a big risk. Like people just simply don't have the bandwidth to like manage this stuff. So if you're going to put that sort of risk into something that can't be properly managed, then we have to realistically think if it can be pulled off.
There will be active management on the OneGive token, or I would recommend, like Fox, Shapeshift didn't do active management on their token, and so they just like let it go, and it's cool. But then they ended up with like 50-50 stablecoin and Fox, and that's not a great place to be in. So now they're gonna have to like sell. They made a lot of money doing arbitrage and stuff, so they actually were pocketing some USDC that way.
Yeah, but like, who's gonna do that? That's a thing. It's like we have all these ideas, but who's gonna do it? Like,
I guess I was hoping to solicit Giant Kin to support us in this, and you, me, Lauren, and Giant Kin would be like, and Willie would be the core group.
I mean, I'm just here to tell you that I think it's like an unfeasible idea at this point.
Like managing it, you mean?
The whole shebang, like with the bear market, them turning it off and everything, it's like there's a lot of management and coordinating issues that like we haven't been good at doing, and I don't think we have the bandwidth to get better at. Like if we had like somebody who could really like promise like to do full time and like could figure this stuff out, maybe, but like the risk is very great if this is mismanaged. And I think like Shapeshift has like a really solid tokenomics crew where they get to do all this fancy shit like what was it, the token reactor and these angel vaults, but I don't think we have that.
You don't think so? Oh man, I think we do.
But I think we're smart enough to do it, but I think we don't have enough time. Like I don't know. I'm kind of feeling a little bit what Mitch was saying. Like it makes me feel very stressed because I feel like it's going to be my responsibility to make sure that these things happen, or it's going to be your responsibility, or it's going to be like Mitch and like all of us. Like I don't have fucking time to do anything. No offense, sorry, I'm on the recording, but like it's like exhausting and suffocating, and like I really like I'm smart enough to do it, and if I had the energy, like if I had like other things that were like being taken care of, I could make sure I would watch the things, but it's like I like make the forum post 6 days later. I'm like, oh look at passive ice process. Like barely looked at it at all. It's like I like put my head into a few hours, and I feel like it's the same with Mitch and Willie's like can't even really make the time to come to these calls. Like he's not going to be supervising it closely, and I don't know. I don't feel like really. I feel the trust in our team's capabilities, but not the trust in our team's bandwidth. Yeah.
Giant Kin, what do you think, man?
I can't disagree with them.
So, and
All the points are right. I mean, it's what's it called? The bandwidth. That's a tight point. Do you have to manage it daily? No, but you want to keep it. Somebody has to keep an eye on it and see what's going on. And that's beyond me at the moment. I'm still learning that sort of thing.
yeah, I mean, I I think that we're overstating the management, but Ichi
What is-
will,
Oh, go
yeah.
ahead.
Ichi,
You go.
Ichi has two people that will manage the Angel Vault liquidity, right? They're the ones that will do that with us and for us.
They do recommend daily. You know, they actually, if something's going weird, they hey, we should do this in the one Fox rooms that I read them all the time. So they do react most of the time on their own. But if there's something that needs the multi-sig, then they say, hey, we need to do this, or make a decision on this and that sort of thing. About once a week, they kind of make a real decision.
Yeah.
I do think we would have to watch our side better than Shapeshift did, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically like, oh, the price is going down and we got to check. The price just went down a bunch. We got to check all of our things. It's like every time the price goes down, like a large percentage, we just need to go check everything.
So what does that look like? So it's like the price goes down, we check the region pool and make sure it has enough give to collateralize the Fay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we check the one give token and make sure that there's enough give in there and we don't have to check the Angel Vault. Like, are we just looking to make sure that there's enough give for buffer on the region pool and on the one give token?
On the one give token, yeah, we just have to make sure there's enough give for buffer. And for the one give token, what I would recommend is that if we drop below 60% collateralization, or sorry, 60% of the one give tokens collateralized by Fay, then we sell some give to get more Fay, just so it's always topped up to like somewhere between 60% and 85%. And if the price is going up, I would say, well, look, the good thing we made this Uni V3 position, we just pull it out and then put the Fay in so that we can like stay pretty well collateralized, like at 85% of the Fay backing it. And then if the price keeps going up, we don't sell anymore. We stay 85% collateralized. Because I'm
just got confused. I don't understand. Like, what is 65%? What?
So the one give token is minted by 80% Fay and 20% give, right? But it's burned by when you send it in, you get 100% Fay back. So when people burn one give, it messes up the balance. And so if people are burning one give, they're pulling Fay out and it's reducing our percentage. So we just want to make sure that if people are burning one give, that we are actually going and using give to buy Fay on the open market and putting it in so that we stay collateralized.
I have a question on that. Could we ask them if we can not do the redeem and instead make our own pool that we would be the ones buying the one give if a user doesn't want it anymore, and give it into whatever.
Well, they can always just sell it on Uniswap V3. What's cool with
anyway, because less gas too.
Yeah, I mean most people will do that, right? And especially because what's really crazy with this Angel Vault is all of the Fay that people use to mint one give is also on Uni V. I think it's V2. I'm pretty sure it's on Uni V2, or it's on Uni V3. I actually have to double check. But it's actually being used paired against the token for to add more liquidity to the one give token. So like people will use the Fey, mint one give, and then that Fey will actually also add more liquidity for one give. And so people can just trade in and buy that Fey there. But that's what we have to worry about, is we have to manage this, like, okay, if people are buying a lot of Fey in this pool, then we lose that Fey, and we just need to send more Fey in, on the occasion. Okay, I lost you.
I don't understand where the Fey one give liquidity is coming from when people mint one give. How does that create liquidity?
So when people mint one give, right? Like for instance, our DAO, we're going to mint a bunch of one give, right? So we're going to put in a bunch of Fey and a little bit of give, and then that's going into the smart contracts, right? And we get one give tokens. Our one give will let us, we can always trade it on Uniswap or burn it for Fey, right? But then while this money is just sitting there, backing the one give token, they just print extra one give, pair it with the Fey, and put it in a pool.
The Fey that's backing the token.
Yeah. Is also in another pool at the same time. It's a really cool system because now you get this stablecoin liquidity pair that has all of that one give liquidity, and you get this one give token.
Why would anyone, like, what would be the advantage of burning one give for Fey over trading it?
If the pair is off, arbitrage. If the pair is off, because it's a lot of liquidity, but it's not that much liquidity, So the price of one give might be less on Uniswap than it is on burning.
That's also why they recommend making sure you put more collateralization in right away.
Yeah, and the nice thing is we're going to have a lot of one give ourselves, right? And we're not going to start with an incentive. We're just going to launch the Angel Vault, and then we'll spin up an incentive program. But we'll have that wall, and we're not going to cash out our one give, So that's
And overall, for the conversations with them, I think we should just do one step at a time. And the tribe does not need to know what we're doing when we borrow the Fey.
What do you mean?
Well, in one of those rooms, somebody's responding that, well, why do you do this? We're not. They're basically not real happy with each other. Tribe and Ichi.
They're not happy with each other?
No, they're not. They're not saying it, but they're not happy with each other. They're kind of breaking off, and because of all the contention that they had.
Because of
the LP, that's everybody. A lot of the Ichi had a lot of LP in the Rotary Pool stuff with their problems. So, but they don't. Tribe does not need to know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you looked at this chat with Tribe. They're saying like, hey, have you thought about just creating an incentivized give Fey pool and cutting out Ichi?
Oh, really?
That's the one.
We had some trouble working with the one tokens in the past, given the way that the redemptions are structured. Also, limited on-chain liquidity for these assets makes Oracle manipulation a serious attack vector if the Ichi Vault is intended to be used as collateral in a fuse pool.
But if we don't do LPs in a fuse pool, we don't have that problem. And you think
we're not going to do that. But we're not going to do that. That's what Fox was doing. But we're just going to use the fuse pool for, we're just using the pool to borrow Fey and put in Give. We're not using pool tokens.
Correct. But even talking about what we're doing sets them off, at least in my opinion.
A little bit.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to read this yet.
Tribe is a volatile currency, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, Fey is the stable.
Yeah, that's why we wanted to do one give Fey and give Tribe. Right?
Nothing about give tribe. At least I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's what Yas was suggesting. It was like we also want to do a token swap, give Tribe, Fey one give.
To me, token swap is different. Isn't it supposed to be the government's token of each group? To me, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were discussing this also with Griff, and then we noticed it would be pretty much impossible to only get Fey, and then kind of if we want to support this, DAO to DAO collaboration, it makes sense to support their DAO as a tribe as well. So we wanted to suggest like a 50-50 swap.
Give Fey, give Tribe, yeah. No, it makes sense. It makes sense because it's volatile, and also then like we're like linking our DAOs more
Right.
than
To me, that's a separate conversation, though. You might want to not mix it, is what I was seeing.
So like we just in this post, you mean we would just say, hey, we're going to incentivize Fey deposits. We don't have to talk about the Angel Vault at all.
Right. The proposals and all that, having more than one or two, for different conversations.
Yeah, that's an idea. I mean, we already put it in the chat with them. So, I mean, if it's upsetting them and then we're like, oh, we'll try to pull a wool over your eyes of your community by not telling them about Ichi. But that seems like a little slightly slippery. But if we're just totally transparent with them and we're like, hey, do you think it would be better received if we just said we wanted to do this incentivizing Fey deposits thing in the Rari pool?
Right.
But I thought the proposal was like, we're also like, no, we're doing this, and also please help us by adding to our vault.
Yeah, they had an original agreement with Ichi that they would be able to add it to the vault. I mean, honestly, I kind of wish the redemptions were just 80-20 as well. That would be way nicer instead of like having people burn it and get.
It's a setting because One Fox was the 80-20, and then they changed it so that it was only USD to actually get or something. I don't know.
For minting.
Oh, that's minting. That's true.
But for burning, they couldn't change it to make it 20% redemption, which I also think is just better. I mean, I don't think that's an option right now with how it's structured.
Ask them, that's also seeming to me uncomfortable. It's like,
I see why. The value goes up and down of the give token, so I could kind of see why they want to make sure it's worth what you put in.
No, but it's like they always get 20% of $1 of give. They don't get whatever give was when they put it in. They get like 20 cents of give, whatever give is.
There might be a contract thing then.
Yeah, I mean, it's not in their design. I do see the benefit of it, because then it's like you can really trust this token, but there's like systemic issues because of it. And I also see the benefit if we are actively managing it, then like the benefit is we don't have these cascading liquidations out of our control. We can decide when to sell. It's not the people who have one give tokens who decide when to sell. And I think the big strategy here is that we have most of the one give tokens anyway. So we make sure that if, like, for instance, if we have 40% of the one give token in our treasuries and in our pools, and like we're holding that, and then we have it backed 60% by Fey, everyone could still redeem, right? Like everyone who has one give, they could all is race to exit one give and all get Fey, and it would all be okay because we hold the rest of the one give token. So that's kind of the big benefit, but yeah, I still think it would be nicer systemically for the system if when you redeemed it you got 20% back.
Yeah, but if everybody were to race to burn all their one give, and we could give them all back their Fey, but then what if the people in the region pool take out their Fey, we don't have any pay, you know, it's like we need to pay back our loan.
Yeah,
I
so
think
then we'd have to sell Give.
Well,
What?
We'd have to sell Give.
Sell Give to pay the loan, yeah. Yeah, okay, and it would never be more than $500,000 worth of Give. I mean, it would be if our market cap was higher, but like
At
it would
launch.
never be borrowed. What?
Yeah, at launch. It's our market cap at launch, right? So
Yeah.
even if our market cap does go higher, we don't need to increase the loan. Mitch, you unmuted?
No, I got nothing to say.
and then now, if for the the user taking out Fey out of the pool, they can only do that if there's liquidity in it for them to take it out.
Yeah.
So we'll
And
make a little bit in there that they can borrow or take out, I guess. Too.
and this is kind of the nice thing about having 4 million supply cap, then and having a decent rewards there, because if we have decent rewards and we're only borrowing 1/8 of the pool, then it would take 87% of the people to pull out their Fey from the Give farm before someone couldn't.
You know, I think would really help. I mean, I feel like we could spend the whole hour on this if you guys wanted to, but we're getting to like 45 minutes on just the regen pool and scratching our head about it. And I'm getting I'm starting to get like a little burnout from understanding burnout. And I think that something that would be really valuable is if we could do bullet point, like all of the things, and maybe bullet point what would be required to manage them. You know, it's like we have this multi-sig, we have this multi-sig, and we have this multi-sig, and then it shows their functionality. If somebody could make a as short as possible document with explaining these things and what would be required for management, I think that would really help to kind of allow other people to have an opinion about whether or not this feels safe or a good idea. I mean, if it's making me I feel I don't know, it's probably making other people feel that way too. So it's the forum posts we have are all very long because they need to explain all the very complicated things. But it's is there some way that we could try to make this a bulleted list? Do you think, Griff?
And pictures.
And pictures. Yeah. I think that would be so valuable. And yeah, and then could be the reference point. But with none of these unknowns, it's what this would actually look like. And I think especially the consideration of what would be required for management in order to make sure that we're mitigating risk after launching everything. Because it's all the launching stuff is already set up. So it's just be we have one Give that's this, we have this multi-sig, we have this multi-sig, rather than being debating who's on it or whatever. It's just says what it is, what it would look like, and then what we need to do to manage it in different case scenarios. Give token price this down, give token price up. No.
Okay, well, maybe just to end the discussion before we put in the effort of doing all this, can we just get a straw poll on whether or not we should put, maybe we can even just vote in the forum just right now. You can always change your vote, but could we get a quick forum vote on whether or not this is a good idea? Do we pursue this, or does the bear market kill this? I know there's a lot of unknowns and but yeah, can we just all really quickly go to the forum and vote on, I guess, my one Give proposal, since it doesn't have any votes yet?
Sure. I can post it in the GIVeconomy channel for everybody. Let's see. Okay, it's in the GIVeconomy channel. Wait, no, there's already votes.
But there's only 2.
Okay.
Fine. That's so weird.
This is a really weird method, Griff. Can we just make a poll in Discord or something?
I mean, I guess.
I don't know. We're just using this. Like, also nobody's voting on it.
We got 2 votes, 3 votes,
Okay.
getting some signal. And we can just move on. Because it gets the votes when it gets the votes.
All right. It's just strange to use this because it's like, oh, vote here when you mean this, even though it says this.
But it is also for this. Like, this is also the right, it's the same vote, basically.
All right. So I did talk to Todd, though, because he was going to create these forum posts about incentivizing the face staking and using the tokens for that, and the one for incentivizing staking Angel LPs. And he said he could finish them like today or tomorrow. He's at a conference suddenly this week, so it's a little off the radar. Let's touch on token swaps briefly. Fox, Give. So ChadFi is like using the GIVeconomy board to keep track of these with like if you go to the all dev workspace in Zen Hub and check out the GIVeconomy repo, he's using the research label for GIVeconomy research group things, and then like different phases for like what level the token swap is at. So that's for tracking. Fox, Give will send a bunch of so I think the proposal's passed. Half the pool was created on May 13th.
Yeah, I think we created our site, and I assume Shapeshift will create their site if they haven't already.
Okay. And I guess ChadFi is managing that, right? Nice. Notice passed May 11th. Oh, the snapshot. No, the snapshot is open until the 23rd. I saw it on Twitter. Had really like a lot of approval so far.
Stephen George, I went and did some investigation on addresses. Stephen George, a founder of Gnosis, voted yes with like $500,000. So
wow.
We're set. No, $5 million.
We're set.
$3 million.
Set.
Yeah.
GTC. Griff said they'll take time. Oh, it'll take time because they're finishing up the set of foundation. They still can't do big transactions. We can get started on a draft and then start mulling around with it.
Yeah. So I need to write a draft of this. This is on my to-do list. We have a call on Friday with them. I have a call with Friday on them. They said I couldn't invite people because it's an internal call, but I will present it. I will present a token swap option for them.
Okay. Prime, Mitch, did you say you wanted to update on this?
Yeah. So I talked to Alp and Atta in a meeting last week, and first they're like, hell yeah, let's do it, and they wanted to go for 100K. Then they wanted us to use their new product, which only does token swaps, and I was like, hey, that doesn't really work. Then they wanted to use Karpathy, and then Griff was like, why do we need a third party when we can just do it ourselves? And so then they want to wait until they have their joint LP product thing up and then use Give and Prime to test drive that.
When's that going to be up?
They said like 2 months, and they were signaling that they wanted it on mainnet. And so, okay. And I'm trying to see maybe if they want to do like a smaller one now on Gnosis chain, and then if they want to go big, we could do something using their new product or whatever when it's launched.
Okay.
So I put that up there. 2 days ago to Alp, and I haven't heard anything back.
I mean, it would be cool if we were on mainnet also, because we're gonna have like this huge token swap with Gnosis and this huge token swap with Fox, both on Gnosis chain. So like,
Yeah, it's cool. It's just like you know, if we go this route of like having a burner multi-sig, then we have to pay to set it up on mainnet, and then the transactions to make the LP probably cost a couple $100 in gas.
gas got cheaper.
Gas got cheaper now, but by the time this thing actually happens, who knows? Yeah. So that's something to consider, you know?
Okay. Cool. Thanks for the update.
Yeah. They're pretty busy because their product launches today, Prime deals. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all the ones that were on the board for token swaps. Then we also had all these like, eyeballing Ichi. They were doing other stuff, so they were talking about maybe later. I think Honeypan, I put Ichi twice. Bal, Dow House, Agave. Are we looking into any of these? Should we look at any?
Also, Faye should be on that list.
Well, I put it up here.
Okay, cool.
But I didn't put on the token swaps list because it's like, I guess I can put it down, or I'll just duplicate it. It just seemed like it was all tied into all kinds of other things, part of Yas's proposal there, so I just put it at the top.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other token swaps? Or no? Okay. Good. So then the last thing I wanted to talk about, I mean, I feel like talking about like this regen pool and should we do it or not is like also related to like the winter. Winter is coming. And I'm wondering if, but I wanted to just like, I don't know, this is my first bear market and we have these give farms going, we're extending them, we want to keep having this liquidity, we're still doing token swaps. Like now that it's kind of becoming bear market and a lot of tokens are dumping, like does this change our strategy with how we want to move forward with this? Like what are some considerations?
Well, you probably have to look at how much tokens we're giving away. I think that's like part of what the dump is like we're still distributing a shitload of tokens and they're just getting dumped.
Yeah. You mean, like when we're, what I'm worried about is like also all the Give Gardens proposals. It's like, I don't know. Now they're getting more and more expensive or like more and more give going out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, I'm also really concerned about like OTC and like all of our payments. And it's like, I think we should really downscale on like development and these like extra collaborations and extra things. Just because we don't really have a sustainable like stables backing or either people sell the give on the open market and dump it or they do the OTC desk thing and then like we just can't all lean on Griff forever. It's just especially not in the bear market.
Yeah, I think we should definitely take a look at our emissions. We could also consider changing the conviction voting settings and making it a little tighter so that we just can't spend so much from the garden. We can also look at, our farming rewards and our other emissions. What's interesting is givebacks, given that it just got, the price went down so much, it's actually like, there's a good chance we do hit the 75% cap, for givebacks. Because like right now, 75% would be if we got 160K worth of donations in one round. That would hit the 75% cap. So if we got 200K, we'd give out the million give. So that's kind of interesting. Some of these things are built in, is what I'd say. Like also CV, it's still built in, like the price of Give went down, so the amount of money people, like US dollars, people can request went down as well.
Mm-hmm. But should we kind of like, I mean, not before it was like anybody comes in and they're like, sponsor my thing, and we're like, cool, put it in the forum and then put it up for advice process and then put it in the garden, and it's like, okay, like, yeah, we have still the same process, or should we kind of be like, you know, discouraging certain proposals and encouraging other ones? I know, like, I mean, it's like totally like, it's a DAO, it's open, people can propose whatever they want, but like Gitcoin is like, I mean, you know, I was seeing also your tweet, Griff, and it's like, I'm voting no on all these things, well, except for this one, you know, and it's like, they have a bit of a different way of distributing their DAO funds, like with conviction voting, it's just like, oh, they pass over time. And
yeah, I mean, they are also asking for, like, you know, each group was asking for somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million, but like, I think we're a little more agile than that. But yeah, I do think, yeah, it's probably also a focus thing. Like, for instance, yeah, I think the one Give token would help us out a lot around some of this stuff. But yeah, I'm really curious to hear what other people have to say.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can lower the Give farming rewards, which I kind of put in there for the extension. So it would be lower than the lowest distribution that we currently have set, which I think was like 700K a week, and this will be down to 600 for the extension. You could also lower the max give factor from like 75 to 50 or something like that, so you're actually giving out less give backs every round. And then of course updating the conviction voting settings so people need more tokens to pass.
yeah,
Like lowering the spending limit basically, or the minimum conviction. So those are a couple ideas just to rein up like the amount of funds we're giving away and the amount of give that we're giving away with our current system.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, we're kind of at the top of the hour. That's like definitely useful to consider, and maybe we should discuss further in the next call. Like if we want to do like a little like param party or change the params or any of this stuff. I don't know about lowering the max give backs factor, but like, yeah, I think we should still continue discussing these things. But anyway, we're out of time. I have to facilitate another call, and I have to go to the bathroom, honestly. But thanks everybody for joining the call. I think yeah, it's really nice to have this space to kind of just hash things out, even though it's like we don't have the most actionable items.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.